Yeah, welcome back to another video. So in this video, we are going to look at the basic configuration, how you do your basic configuration using Packet Tracer. So this is where we stopped in our previous video. So I'm just going to clear all, I'm just going to clear your. So this is what I'm going to do. So what I will do is I want two routers that will be connected, okay, to each other, and then two switches. So I'm going to look for my routers. Here I have my routers. I'll pick this one. Okay, I'll just put it here, and then I'll pick the second one, also put it over here. Okay, so this is my basic lab that I'm going to run, and I want two switches. So I will take two switches. One switch will be here, and also I'll have another switch over here. Then I have two end devices in each line. I have, let's say, one. Okay, I'll have my one end device and then another one end device. Okay, so let me also show you how to copy. If you want to duplicate something, like if you are entitled to add multiple end devices, instead of dragging and dropping, it will take time. You can just select end devices and you come to edit, copy, and you go to paste. It will duplicate. Now you can just drag these two. It's another way of saving time when you have so many things to do. And yeah, so this is done. The following step will now be connecting my devices. So for the routers, since they are similar devices, I will go for the cross cable. So I'll go and look for my cross cable. This is my cross cable. I will pick the first interfaces on each interface. Then I'm going to connect my router to the switch. I'll go, since they are dissimilar devices, so I'll go for a straight cable. I will connect this cable to this, and then on the switch side, you can see we have fast port and we have two gigaports. So I'm going to connect with the gigaport so that the link will now be in a gigaport. If I connect with the fast port, it's not going to be stable because the highest transmission will synchronize with the lowest one. So I prefer choosing the gigaport. So this is what I've done. So giga, the link is on a giga Ethernet port. Then I'm going to connect my end devices to my switch. They're also the similar device. So I'll go for a straight cable, where now I can connect my fast port. I'll pick over here and then do the same for this one as well. Alright, so yeah, this is it. This is what I'm gonna do. I can make it fast on this side, a bit faster, yeah. So now, yeah, so this is it. Yeah, so now my lab is what is set. The next step should be I've given the network address in each LAN. So I'll give this LAN 192.168.1.0, and on the other side it will be 192.168.5.0. They're just simplest network addresses that I've chosen. Yeah, so these are the network addresses, and now we can start doing our configuration. So the first thing, what are we going to do? Let's write the steps that we are going to perform. Okay, hold on, we are going to look for Notepad here. So the first step that we will do is assign IP addresses to routers interface. So this is the first step, and the second step will be step 2. Step 2 will be assign IP address to end devices. Yeah, and then step 3 will be check the reachability. Yeah, check the reachability by pinging. So this is how it's going to be. So let's look at the first step. How are we going to assign an IP address to the router's interface? So you can see this router has two interfaces. We have the point-to-point interface and we have the local interface. So what we are going to do is we'll go to the local interface first, which is Giga00. We just click on the router and then it lands us on this particular interface, and we go to command line interface. By default, it asks you a question if you would like to continue in the initial initial configuration, which you are not going to accept. So you type no, or you can just type N. So this is it. When you land to this particular interface, you should be able to understand what this mode. So by default, it lands you in a user mode. So this is called a user mode. So what can you do to move from this mode? We type enable. That will take us from the user mode to the privilege mode. So this is the privilege mode. And from the privilege mode, we want to move to the global mode. So we type configure terminal. Yes, this is now a global mode. And from this mode, we are now going to the interfaces mode for us to be able to configure our interfaces. So we start with the local interface, which is Giga01. So I will type interface Giga0/1, and then you see the mode has changed from the global mode. This is now the interface mode. I can now assign my IP address 192.168.5.1. And I have to provide the subnet mask, which is 255.255.255.0. And then after providing the IP address, I need to run the no shutdown. After running the no shutdown, you see I have a message, which is what LAN protocol on interface Giga01 change the state to up. So my interface status has changed from down to up, and you could also see the interface is now green. So after I'm done with the local interface, I'm now going to configure the point-to-point interface, which is the Giga00. From this interface mode, I will exit. I have an option to continue, or to change from here. I prefer exiting so that you understand it better. I'll exit and go to the point-to-point interface, which is interface Giga0/0. I've changed the mode now. I'm going to assign an IP address. Alright, for the point-to-point, I've not given any network address. I'll give, let's say, 10.0.0.0. Yeah. So I'll assign 1 to this one. So IP address will be 10.0.0.1. The subnet mask 255.0.0.0, and I'll run no shutdown. No shutdown. You can see here I have a message. It's saying the interface has changed the status to up, but the interface is not green. Why? Because the other side of the link is still down. I've not configured it yet. Yeah, so when I'm done over here, I will now move to the second one. I'm going to do the same thing. So this will be a little bit fast. I'll move to interface. I'll go with the point-to-point interface first. Giga/0 IP address 10.0.0.2 255.0.0.0. Then no shutdown. Okay, the moment I've run no shutdown on this interface, you can see the link is now up because the two sides have been configured. So now I'll go to the local interface, which is interface Giga0/1, and IP address will be 192.168.1.1, and we have the subnet mask 255.255.255.0, and no shutdown. Exactly, and you can see my interface is what is up. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to assign. We are done with the first step. Okay, this has been completed, right? Completed. So we move to the second step, which is assign IP address to end devices. So what I'm going to do is I've not saved my configuration yet, right? So I'm going to assign IP addresses to my end devices. So I'll go to this, Just click on it, go to desktop, and then assign my IP address. I'll have 192.168.5.2.5.2. When you tap, the subnet mask comes automatically. You have 192.168.5.1, which is my gateway. Yeah. So I'll just close it here and then do the same thing for the next device. Go to desktop, IP configuration. I will pick .3, and then here I will pick .1. This is my gateway. It's not gonna change. So as long as the end device is connected to this switch, it has to use the gateway, which is the IP address of this interface. Yeah, so I'm done with this one. Move to the second LAN. I'll also configure the first. That will be 192.168.1.2. okay, the subnet, the gateway 192.168.1.1. all right, so we configure the second one. All right, so we do this IP, we pick .3, and then the gateway. Yeah, so now I've assigned the second step as also what's been completed. So let me do this. Right, let me do this. So completed. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to I'm going to check the reachability. Yeah, so by pinging. So what I will do is, this is the 192.168.10 and the other side is 50. I'm gonna ping 5.5.2 from here. I'll see if it works. I'll just click on one of the end device, go to command prompt, and then initiate the ping 192.168.5.2. yeah, it's saying destination host unreachable. Why? Because there is no routing protocol configured. Yeah, I have to configure routing protocol. If I don't have any routing protocol, it's not going to work. So what we're going to do is, in the next video, we are going to configure a routing protocol, okay, for you to be able to test the connectivity. So stick to the end of this playlist to discover how our routing protocol is configured and how you can also be able to reproduce this same thing. Okay,